Hi, everybody. Thank you, Neuro, for your help. How's everybody doing? I am not gonna lie. I had a treatment on Friday, and it was a delayed bad reaction. Not bad. I shouldn't say that. Like when I get this treatment, I almost always am down the next day entirely. And yesterday I was okay. So today, after sleeping, like shit, I almost actually canceled this, but I thought maybe a little bit of color would help me. So I have this unopened box of pastels, and I have not used this medium in a long time. So I thought that maybe we would just play. See what comes up. Got all these pretty colors. Maybe I'll try to keep them kind of in my shot. Ugh. My camera is crooked in relation to my work service. So there we go. Let's see if these are even doing. How's everyone's week been? I know there's been a lot going on for a lot of people. Hi, Stuart. Thanks for coming. I don't even know if I have the good rambles for the day. Just gonna probably, breathe and just try to create a little bit, maybe get lost in the story. Now, apologies, well, you can probably see, I pick at my skin. Actual weird fact, that is a hereditary trait. My mom did it, my grandfather did it. I actually read somewhere that it's pretty common. People just don't really talk about it. So I will have hangnails a lot. They can be quite funny, but I go through tons of band-aids and I kind of hate it because band-aids are like really bad for the environment. So I cut them in half, but they don't stay on very well. So let's get some of this off of here. I don't think this is the right paper for pastels, honestly, but it's not really the point. I'm just making some circles here because I would like to make a tree. And if you start with circles and then build the leaves out from there, ends up looking pretty good. Now, I haven't done this since my hand surgery, so it might be a little blick. And this is definitely an interesting set of pastels. It's It's a heavier weight, um, like stock board. It's not. It's just like what I found in my cabinet, which who knows what I bought it for, when you're raising kids. Well, I homeschooled my daughter, so I have like an abnormally large amount of children's art supplies. This one's a little bit big, and then maybe we'll make a little one over here. I had rags somewhere. Where are my rags? Yeah, kind of like cardstock. It's very flat though. It's like for printing on a laser printer or a, I don't even know what the printers are called now. Oh, that's funny. Does anyone even call them laser printers anymore? What's the alternative? Myself, what did I do? Sorry, I'm just looking around for the cloth that I had, but I can't find it. Uh-huh. Yeah, this isn't going to be a very, like, sorry, it's backwards. I have to think backwards when I'm moving it around. This isn't going to be a very great masterpiece. And that's okay, because not every time that I do art, I'm looking for that type of perfection. I'm just gonna my daughter's home, so I'm just gonna text her and ask her to bring me something. But yeah, we may just use the pastels as a base. We'll see. It's been a long time since I've combined it with any other medium, so it might turn out terrible, and that's okay. We can always start over again. And also, I may blend it a little bit and it may just become something different. We do art for ourselves and art for others. And sometimes it's nice to just say fuck it. I mean, this is more of an acrylics technique, but honestly, we may just, it's not terrible, making it a little wispy on the sides. And like I said, I mean, the cardstock. But the good news, though, is that anything I learn here, I can bring on to future art for real display pictures. You know? Give my poor hand a bit of a rest. Oof. Wonder if I put music on, if you guys could hear it. I know I should probably invest in one of the StreamYard type of things. It would probably make my life a lot easier when it comes to All these technical glitches that I have. Just don't have the money for it, like most of us. I am currently, if my medical leave has been extended, some of you guys might have heard me say that, but it is an unfortunate part of the whole getting older thing, I guess. And you already have stuff. I kind of actually like the way that this is going. It's definitely not the way I was going to do it. But I don't know. Maybe I should, if I turn the camera this way, is that going to show it the right? Nope, now it's upside down entirely. That's cool. So that means if I go like this, it should be right side up. Yay! Neuro says there are streaming services that are more affordable than StreamYard. Some are even free. Yeah, I was looking into that a little bit, and I got a little bit freaked out because I think OBS or something, like you could just download it, and it just looked a little sus. But I think that that might be my first try, first thing I play with. I don't know about any of you who do art, but I always put down my pen or whatever, and I lose it. So cool. I guess I'm not putting that one back yet. Now I was just gonna take maybe a lighter. I don't know if it's not really light enough, but we can put a couple of little pieces in here. Maybe some in the out branches. That's not a term. I don't know what it is. There we go. All right, I'm gonna use a different device, and I'm gonna try putting on a little bit of chill music, but we will see. Do you hear that at all? Welcome to my live where we do troubleshooting stream shit. Are there anyone working on anything fun? Hi, Beth. Do not say sorry you're late. I am just excited to see you. We're just going to use the same little bit that I had here so that it brings some of the other color into it. All right, that might be getting a little too harsh. Just whipping. Add some depth into this silly. Hi, Jess. Thanks for coming. We're just chilling. Oh, you know, pastels are not the best to build on, I guess. I just found an old set for those just joining of kids pastels that were unopened in my cabinet, so that might be fun to kind of see. But as Nara and I were discussing, this is not the right paper for this medium, but that's okay. It's going to teach me lots of things. I haven't used pastels in many, many years. More of an acrylics kind of person. And the paper is like cardstock, so it's not terribly appropriate for this kind of art. It's okay. Oh, Beth said that she's working on Monday's meditation. I'm excited to hear it. That's something that I am hoping to have on my to-do list if I feel any better later. I haven't actually released a meditation. Lots of them done. A couple I'd like to I'd like to redo. I haven't put any sort of visuals with it. It's just audio. I'm not really sure how I want to do that. Looks like a bush. I'm not a fan of how uniform the bottom is, though. I'm just going to pull it down a little bit, try to make it. Oh, yay, rocks, Beth. That sounds like it'll be really fun from you, since it's such a passion. And Jess, I'm excited to hear about your story when you get it out there. I have been woefully behind in actual writing, but I'm giving myself a pass on that today and most days, just trying to rest as much as possible. A medical leave in our society is kind of a mind fuck a little bit. Okay, I'm putting it down where it's supposed to go. Oh, that's a cute title, Beth. I like it. Yours are just so creative, so accessible too. Like someone who came across chronically ill and out, one of the best live streams, by the way. Those people who are a little more scared of that type of stuff, there's no way to think that yours are anything but pure joy. Well, hi Chris, thanks for coming. We are experimenting with pastels today. What do we think? Looks like the wind is definitely going with this tree. Maybe we'll bring some of that motion down a little bit. Because gravity's a thing. Not my favorite thing. I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Oh, thank you, Beth. Now, let's start. my little setup. When I make trunks, I like to create a little system first usually, and then I build out from there. Let it talk to me. Sometimes. I'm not sure this is enough branches back here, but maybe it's a smaller tree than I think it is. Or than I originally thought it was. Oh, neuro, yeah, that I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I mean, hey, we can make it a regular thing if you guys want. I don't know about once a week, but we could do a monthly check-in or something. Anyway, we can talk about it offline. But I would absolutely love to. Thank you for inviting me, Neuro. If I could get my act together, I would be inviting people on this too, but I'm just going to let it be for now. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing yet. Beth kindly talked to me about this yesterday, actually. Just trying to find my way. Oh, Beth, yes, this is a great idea. I love it. Okay. There. It's a decent base, I suppose. What do we think? This is a little more precision because you don't necessarily want it to be super hazy, but the texture I find of just the pastels on this particular paper gives you the opportunity to give it the texture that you want. So maybe if I swipe a little, it will look a little bit more like bark. Can't be too linear with it though, just like willy-nilly. Willy-nilly back and forth and up and down. Lighter one and make the knots places. Blend that in. I don't know. This part is making me feel like looks like an elementary school project, but sure. Nothing wrong with that. Also going to put just a little bit of gold in there to diversify the mix. But I'm also going to kind of bring it up here. I'll go in and do something darker in a minute. Welcome, Cece. Oh, look at, yeah, see, Nero? I've got all this gross. It's because of the paper. Oh, well, that's okay. Can you all hear my music, or is it just me that... Ooh. Now I have to remember, I'm going to go up into the trees to be a little mindful that I've got the brown on this rag. Not a bad thing, just don't want to muddy the leaves up too much. You should be seeing little pieces of the trunk, I suppose, up into the leaves, but yeah, what would Bob Ross do is exactly where I'm at. Sorry to be shaking everything. The ability to layer with pastels is not the point. I feel like. Clean area. Nice and messy. Hey, Jason. Hey, Miss Hughes. I feel like this is the kind of thing that you can really overdo. No, I don't know. What do we think? Besides the messy background. You know, my feeling is like the trunk is too big for this, so I'm actually gonna throw a little bit more. It needs to be a little flatter. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of tree this is. Special J tree. Thanks, Nero. Yeah, not a bad experiment. I didn't actually plan for this one. I know that sounds sad, but on purpose. Sometimes I strive to be a pantser in life. You know, sometimes I want to just be free of my own expectations. art is just so good for that. Especially if you have perfectionist tendencies. Such a good way to work through a lot of that stuff. What I love about this is that I have misplaced the original green that I used. So it's like there's no going back. That color. What do we think? It's looking pretty. I mean, the top half is looking pretty. I feel like if I leave it like that, it's good. I'm not sure why. I'm just not a big fan of the trunk. I'm going to take a little break for my hand, though. Nero says, I've heard somewhere perfect is the enemy of good, and also done is good enough. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think when you are an over-explainer or verbal processor, especially, it's hard to just accept and not qualify. Oh, I didn't have the right thing. Well, you just heard me say I misplaced one of the colors too. It's part of it as well. Just the justification, you know. I might put a sun there pretty soon. Oh, my coffee is very cold. I don't know. I wasn't planning on doing any sort of background, but kind of feeling adding a sun to the top. So I'm just going to give myself a minute to recharge my hand. I don't even know what you want to call it. Shake it out a little bit. I also recently decided to paint on a wall in my room, and I started. Takes me a while because of my hand and my arm, but that is a potential for a future video. Is just watching me do that. That's harder because I'm not sure how much I can monitor chat and everything. So maybe it's better for just like a video instead of a live. But I don't know. I think it's pretty cool to just take acrylics and start painting your surroundings. I mean, if you have the living situation for it. I'd let my daughter do the same. Yeah, Nero says that the art painting skills, is a thing, but if you have acrylic markers, I mean, it's just like drawing. So I actually painted giant, like kind of like Monstera leaves, I guess. Monstera, is that how you say it? As an ode to my giant one. And it looks pretty so far. There's a couple things I want to fix. But once the paint part is up, I want to go over with some metallic acrylic paint markers that I have, just like green ones and stuff. Actually, you guys have seen me use them before on my first project for this live, if you were around. And it looks pretty cool to like outline and kind of add the details with those, because they're not like super stand out. But anyway, maybe something to show in the future. Kind of at a point where I'm evaluating what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I'm getting a little more concerned about the direction than I have been. I don't know. hoping that I would magically, by not caring, find that darker green. It's not happening, which is a little concerning. However, that's later me's problem. Alright, so what I'm gonna do. Oof, there's a cord in my way. Okay, what I'm gonna do. Oh, I also wonder. No, that doesn't work. Oh, Miss Hughes, I'm so sorry. That's so frustrating. Yes, Beth, they are. I need to get a more comprehensive set, I should say. Sun in this corner. Wow, that's a great circle. Silly brain. You don't need to be critical. Just having fun. Thank you, Miss Hughes. I agree. Now, walking into an art store unsupervised at this point is a very bad idea. Actually, you know what? Even walking into the dollar store unsupervised these days, I don't know. I love taking things I already have and making them beautiful or making them into functional things. So I use a lot of wood glue and tongue depressors and bamboo skewers at my house to make stuff. A lot of stuff for my plants, you know. This yellow. This yellow is not as good at spreading as the other, which is fair. Maybe I just have to finger paints. Okay, cheers. Yeah, Nero, it smells weird too, always. The dollar stores. Nero just said that I haven't been to a dollar store in decades, too much sensory overload, and I get ya. I am just, unfortunately, not in a place to buy things like this from a real store. I don't know. If it's a real store, it's fine. The only thing I don't like about them is like 99% is just like, well, that's an over dramatization, I guess. Like a bunch of it. It's just plastic stuff, not stuff people actually use or need, but just to have or to look at or whatever. I don't know. Oh, that is not. This whole situation here in the corner is not my favorite. What is doing to the paper? Nothing did that for the tree did not do that. So I'm not sure why. Yes, I'm sure that everybody's pen situation. Jason, do you sketch first? Like, are all of your pictures of everyone sketches from using like pencil? That's what I should say. Before my hand surgeries, that was my preference. I liked charcoal, pencils, very not colorful. And I guess acrylics would have been the only real colorful thing, but really I like to sketch. Also like I don't know, functional functional drawing. I don't know if that's what you call it, but I really like to make floor plans and like draw rooms and layouts and interior design kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, one of the things that I did in university that I almost ended up in is costume design. So I used to love to sketch outfits and dresses and stuff like that. Not something easy to do with a bum hand, bum finger, whatever. Should let me zoom out a little bit. Everyone in the chat is asking each other about their pens and pencils and all that. I'll show you. Well, maybe I'll show you if I can find them. This is my trusty. Oh, sorry, I know it's not. It's backwards, but this pack of pencils has been with me, I would say, since the beginning of university, probably. They are like my trusty little companion. Now I'm a little sad I didn't start this with a blue-ish background. I wonder if I were to create some sort of horizon or something behind here, if I'm just going to mess it up, or let's try it. Might as well. Oh, I found some of my graphite yesterday. We just moved. Moved. I don't even know what you would call it. We're kind of rearranging the house into a little more ADHD friendly because my daughter is also ADHD and autistic, like myself, and we've been trying to reorganize a little bit so there's one place for things, because I have art supplies everywhere. They're at my desk, they're in my room, they're in the kitchen, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but just had a lot of stuff everywhere, and I found a bunch of graphite in a little thing. Actually, I found a lot of weird stuff. I also found a bunch of toys from when my daughter was younger, just kind of mixed in with crayons and markers and whatnot. Thank you. So that's one of the things that they suggest to you, or at least that you can find, is to try to make a system in your home that it's one place for everything. One labeled place so that you always know that you can have drop zones or places where things accumulate. Have a bin somewhere where you just put everything, you don't know where it goes, or uncertain, and then you sort into the places. I'm hoping that a loose system like that, because let's be real, ADHD people, systems are hard, you know? So that's the hope, but it's slow going, you know, and it's not going to be perfect. Just finger smudge this time. Yeah, they could be. They could be like little leaves. Brown little leaves. Oh, guess what? We are almost in fall, and that's ridiculous. We barely had summer here. Barely, barely. And I know that that is very different than what a lot of people have experienced this year. So, not necessarily saying it's terrible, but it is weird. Decent weather and everything, just not actual summer. Lots of smoke, I guess, is the. And it used to be that we only really had a lot of problems with smoke towards the end of August, but that has changed rapidly over the last few years. And yes, neuro, I think that we all struggle with that. Like, come up with systems, or at least those of us that have neurodivergent brains and come up with systems, start and then abandon. I was in a ADHD skills class, and the physician teaching it has ADHD and was talking about how important it is to just realize that that's what you're going to do, and then push yourself not to when you can. And it doesn't have to be complicated, but the other thing is, and you will hear me say it a lot, is like there's no perfect system. That's often what we are trying to find. We find a flaw, something's difficult, and maybe even we don't identify it as difficult, but for whatever reason our brain does, and we decide that it's not good enough or not easy enough or it doesn't work, and then even in that subtle way, even if that's not the fully formed thought, it's the general vibe. Yes. Great. Well, that was weird coloring and turned out interestingly. I agree, neuro ADHD and probably autism, like two wolves fighting in my brain. I've known since I have a kid that I'm a walking contradiction. Yes, I have often explained myself as being two separate people, that there's so much dichotomy in my life, and I don't know, just weird polar opposites. Totally relate. So grass is a little more floopy. Again, I'd like to try this again with a different medium, maybe. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's so funny. It's definitely not what I envisioned, but I actually like the tree part itself. The other part will grow on me, hopefully. So much fun. Just great. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure that I have ever seriously been uh, done a tree backwards. Like to me, I feel like this is backwards because usually I make the background first and then I draw the tree over it. But it's kind of cool to do it a little different. The sun is there, then the shadows are going to be on this side. This one deserves a little bit of this treatment. It's peculiar to me, the pastel texture and the way that it doesn't behave the same. I mean, to be fair, these are really old, and so who knows if this is actually the way the pastels behave, but I'm finding the inconsistency wild. I suppose also kids' supplies are not exactly meant for adult stuff. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's good enough. Sorry, I'm sure this is shaking a lot. Yes, there we go. Thanks, Jess and Beth. Yeah, it's neat. Yesterday, I gave my brain a do what you want day. I don't know if you guys ever do that. For me, what that looks like is I pile a bunch of stuff on my bed, because I pretty much am always in my bed to do, and then just let my brain flit from thing to thing if it wants. I feel like that's always nice to do for myself every once in a while. So this is kind of similar. So it's just like see where it takes you. Yeah, I hated that sun at first, but it looks okay. Oh, that's so nice, Nero. I think we all need to be like normalize that more as having a do nothing day. I find rest is interesting, at least for my brain. Now, granted, I live in a condo and don't necessarily have like a lot of physical things that I can do or like have to do. Um, so sometimes rest to me isn't necessarily not doing anything um, or a do nothing day because I think like for me and maybe like it's the chronic pain stuff, but there are days when I can't do anything and that's different to me than days when I should necessarily be resting. So I find that I have like a lot of different types of rest. Sometimes the rest is like I said yesterday, which is just do what you want brain, which is if I'm fighting it, really annoying and they're switching my my ADHD medication. So literally can't complete anything. And I laugh because, as frustrating as it can be, it's just like the way that it is. Um, so yeah, and neuro, like, you don't, not a fan of condo life. I think that overall, I'm not either. Strata is hard, which is like a homeowners association. I don't know if that's what they call it in the States, but everybody having to make decisions. There's often like things called special levies where you have to pay, and even if you don't agree with what they're doing, if it's in a common area, you have to pay, things like that. But I am incredibly fortunate because the building that I live in is full of actually nice people. Um, and I've been here for 20 years. So I also know what my neighbors sound like and know what the. I'm going to try something really quick. Yeah, and oh, there we go. Sorry, now you can see weird parts of my desk thing, but I wanted to show the whole thing before the end of the hour. Doop a doop, boop, boop, boop. Sorry. Maybe we'll just do. Look at that. What do we think? Yeah, most of my neighbors are great. They're very like the quietness. Like I don't know. I get all of that, but there's also the fact that I don't have to do any lawn work or that I'm not responsible for anyone doing anything on my property. I don't know. I miss it, but at the same time, it is very. Um, I don't know. It's very nice to know that as my health declines, that I can take care of myself and take care of everything that's necessary. I also live across the street from a grocery store and the post office, and my doctor's kitty corner to my house. So, I mean, you can't really beat that. Yes, I agree. Nero says I hate lawns. I want people to normalize permaculture. I agree. I think that, having a really robust garden in the front and the back of your house is a much better use of your time and energy and the resources of the world. I mean, gosh, you can make your own food. Like, I don't know why people don't just automatically want to do that. All right, team. Well, I really appreciate you all hanging with me today. It was really fun, and look at the beauty that we created. So lovely. I hope you all have a great week. I am going to go and do a little more resting. We'll probably see you all in some lives later today. Neuro, Mind Haven, a couple hours. Yeah. But yeah, and I have realized that lots of people have fancy outros that they always say, but like I haven't quite found mine yet. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who is here and everyone who watches this after I post it. And yeah, y'all are making my life a little brighter. So thank you. Have a good rest of your weekend. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Ooh, Neuro says make beautiful things. There we go. That's my outro for today. Make beautiful things. Bye.